Kirov reporting.
Hello comrades. Recombinator must be the most boring way to craft your items. By the way, why did they remove old slow animations? Maybe next time. Holy, sometimes lucky. That's our second reflecting mist. And, it's actually expensive this time. Perhaps it's just luck, but nearly 60% of the safe houses contain at least one tink. Betrayal is actually super profitable. Awakened spell echo is only 9 divines? We'll take that. So yeah, GGG finally reveal new PoE2 League, and, yes, the endgame is still the same. Towers are completely gone, and we can use 4 mods precursors. That's huge actually. However, they reduced the number of monsters on the map, buffed the loot, and now all monsters have more power. Hopefully, they won't forget to buff the XP as well. Very debatable change, especially because maps are still ridiculously big. And, it's most definitely really bad news for Flicker Strike. Are we going to play PoE 2? Well, maybe we will try one build in 0.4. Just full blind. No PoB preparation, so, we still not sure what we should play. Probably it's gonna be Bear Flicker, if it's actually works together. Three? Sometimes lucky. But yeah, don't get baited, tree is not that profitable, usually. The worst part about this build, is this constant offering sound effect. So annoying. By the way, if you have this option, you should always put Gravicius in the transportation section, because his chests always drop full stack of random divination cards, which could be big. But, you already probably know that. Alright, it turns out, we somehow have enough duration for permanent offerings, even without Queen's Hunger with duration mod. So instead, we can use a different one with increased effect. 20% is actually huge. And, as usual, we have to double corrupt it. So, let's try the new map. The mausoleum looks tight, and it's pretty open too. Plus, we can farm the sanctuary map here. So yeah, Betrayal is giga profitable right now. And all we need, is just 1 scarab, and 30 atlas points, that's nothing compared to what we get. We know that nobody plays PoE 1 right now, so nobody cares. But the servers are on fire. Do something, GGG. Hold up, this whole time we played with uncapped lightning resist? So, a big effective hit pool boost, megalomaniac, with the enduring composure node. Since we hit ourselves with forbidden right pretty much all the time, this passive node is a source of free permanent endurance charges. It's time to craft new scepter. We need fractured trigger mod. And by the way, yes, you can craft it on a crafting bench. But it's only 8 seconds instead of 4. We need permanent self-chill, so the 4-second cooldown is pretty much mandatory. We go again. So freaking unlucky. Well, we can still use Recombinator. Hold up, this one is actually pretty good. Now, let's slam it with the Redeemer's Exalted Orb. Damn, Tier 1 lightning penetration, that's big. New helmet, we need Lich Circlet base, with 25 plus quality. As always, we will use Deafening Essence of Loathing for extra mana reservation. All we need is Tier 1 Chaos Resist, with an open prefix, and suffix. Alright, we found it. Now we use Eldritch currencies, until we got something nice. Well, that's great. And the last step, we need 10 mana reservation implicit. As always, we will use Orb of Conflict. Perfect, pure best in slot. With even more reservation from Megalomaniac, and Helmet, we can fit one more aura. Petrified Blood. And with that, we reserve 49% of our health. And, now we can use Pain Attunement, for extra 30% more spell damage. That's actually big. Plus, on top of that, now we have non-stop leech effect, So, in a nutshell, we got more effective hit pool, 30% more spell damage, and a better sustain. Perfect. GGG, fix your servers. So, we need new boots. Nothing special, we just need Chaos Resist, Elemental Resist, Tier 1 movement speed, and an implicit action speed mod. We will use Deafening Essence of Envy since Chaos Resistance is quite rare. Alright, this one is good. And the action speed implicit. Perfect. Somehow, even with 75% Chaos Resist, we still got 30% chill. That's probably because we have really low flat amount of life. And, we need new Watcher's Eye. Clarity Mana Cost, Lightning Penetration, and Zealotry Crit. Perfect. Now we have no problem with mana. Couple new tattoos, with projectile speed. Alright. New amulet. So, we need a fractured base, with +1 to lightning gems. Like the previous one. This time, we will use Deafening Essence of S.O.R. Hold up, what is that price? You know what, Zeal Essences is good too. We need Global Crit Multiplier, and, another Elemental Resist. Damn, it took way too much currency to find this. Now, we block the suffixes with a Wild Bristle Matron. And Slam Veiled Chaos Orb. Flat damage, good. And the last step, increased damage while leeching. Perfect. And last one, new shield. Again, let's use Fractured Base, with +1 lightning gems. And as always, Deafening Essence of Envy, since we still need more Chaos Resist. That's pretty good, Tier 3 spell, Tier 1 crit, but, we have to use Orb of Annulment, because mana regeneration are pretty useless. Damn, and we actually hit it. Sometimes lucky. Now we slam Exalt, and craft spell block. +2 maximum lightning resist, not super useful, but better than nothing. Alright, another double corrupt session. We need a Queen's Hunger, with increased damage, +1 to maximum elemental resistance, or 50% reduced critical strike damage. Never lucky. But, at least we got level 21 Volspark. Well, we have 2 more Queen's Hunger on a trade site, with Fire and Chaos Resist. 14 corrupts, only 1 single hit. Never lucky. We have about 15 more divides, let's hope it's enough to craft new gloves. First of all, we need base, double influenced, Elder plus Shaper gloves. Second, we need Essence of Horror. And they're damn expensive. So, we need to find Tier 1 faster casting, open suffix, and prefix. Even this one is a huge upgrade. Alright. That's exactly what we need. Now we block suffixes. And slam Caster Reforge, it will guaranteed give us extra crit multiplier. Good, Tier 1 global crit multi. Then we block it again, and this time, we slam it with Speed Reforge. Tier 1 faster projectile, perfection. We could use Orb of Dominance. But, it's way too expensive. Alright, time to test something serious before the final Gamba. First, let's try a Tier 17 map. Well, pretty good actually. How about Uber bosses? Great. So, the build is pretty much done. We can still craft better gloves or buy a Progenesis flask, but it's not necessary. This is the way, let's just gamble all currency we have left. And holy, what just happened? We went from 11 divines to 200. Sometimes lucky? Of course, let's buy a Progenesis flask. Level 5 awakened gems. And new gloves. 90 divines should be enough, right? Well, you won't believe this, but we haven't found a single tier 1 faster casting mod. How is that even possible? We lost all 200 divines pretty quickly. At least we keep the Progenesis, and damn, with this flask, you actually become unkillable. So, that's it. Pretty cool build, giga fast, tanky, and most importantly, super fun. Would be nice if we have more of those in PoE too. And of course, if you like this video, leave a like, or comment, or both. See ya in the next videos, comrades.
Comrade?